Hey guys, I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. Um, I play this little game called Magic the Gathering, and I play it quite often, and I like it a lot. It's a really fun game. For those of you who don't know what the game is, it's a card game, and this is a different format of the game, but this is the main format that I play. It's called Commander, and basically the premise of it is that you choose one card. It has to be a legendary, um, and they're your commander, quote unquote, and they kind of like sit off to the side of the deck, and you can bring them in at any time as long as you pay the mana cost or whatever. So what I'm gonna do, I already put the lands in here because I didn't want you guys to, watch me just put 15 swamps in here and 17 forests or whatever. But what I want to do for the video is I just want to go through this deck that I just made a couple days ago because I bought uh this is from Foundations, this commander's from Foundations, and I told myself if I got like a box and I pulled her, then I would make a commander deck out of her and a couple other cards. But I found them, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make my elf Golgari deck, is what this color combo is for those of you who don't know. Black and green is Golgari, is what it's called. So I got the deck right in front of me here, and I'm just gonna go through it with you, and I'm gonna put it into Moxfield here, and I'm just gonna kind of explain it a little bit. I don't know. I kind of want you guys to see like my personality a little bit more in this video because I'm kind of quiet and I'm kind of nervous about making this YouTube channel. So I'm kind of quiet, but hopefully since this is kind of a more chill, relax video, maybe it'll be a little bit better. Maybe I can be a little bit more open. So first one up is Elvish Regrower. Boom. The whole point of this deck is to use her and make elves. So I have a lot of elves in this deck, a lot of green and black elves. I actually just picked up like a crap ton of black elves from my local card shop for pretty cheap. So, but this guy is also from Foundations, which is cool. Um, but yeah, he's just another elf. I do like his thing. He is kind of costly. He is four, so, but you return a card from your hand. So you'll see once I, get into this a little bit more. There's a lot of permanents in here that are like, yeah, this is probably going to get targeted, and it would be nice to have some backups to get them out of the graveyard. Next we got Skemfar Avenger. Yeah. Yeah, this is one that I just picked up a little like 2 days ago. So, very on theme for uh, black, very black of this card, I would say. And also, it fits the elf theme here. It combos with her a lot. So, and you get card draw out of it, so it's probably worth. I do think that card draw is very important in this game, and if you don't have anything that doesn't have card draw, you kind of get screwed. Elderfang Ritualist is up next. Another return something from the graveyard to the battlefield. Just because you played this freaking card, like, or just because it died, like. We got a Mana Dork here, Nightshade Dryad. Not an elf, but a Mana Dork, and it's a Death Toucher, so pretty worth. This card, I'm very excited to play this card when I play this next. I have played this deck. Oh my god, this card is expensive. Holy crap. Okay, but obviously. Create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token for each elf I control. And the thing is that if I can get a couple of hits in with her, with some of the equipment that I have in this deck to make her bigger. So let's say I hit someone with her once for two, I make two elves, right? And then, next turn I put an equipment on her because I have a couple of equipments in here that make her a little bit bigger. and maybe she's like a four something, after on turn two of having her out, and I hit her again. Oh, now I have like six or seven elves. Okay, this comes in, and then I already have, let's say, like one or two more, creature elves. So one, two, or whatever, however many other creatures I have, plus the seven or eight tokens that I would have, you just make eight more elves, and it's just and then you just activate her right away. I really like this commander though because she's not super expensive. Four is like pretty average, I would say, for a commander. I think like on the lower end, most commanders are like three. So I think she's pretty cheap for a commander, and that's kind of why I really wanted to build a deck around her. This is just like okay, game like I'm I'm affirmatively in the lead, and like someone has to board wipe or something to do something. Extenuate. I almost won because of this card last time I played this, and I just needed to survive one more turn, but I couldn't. You already know. Yup. I pulled. This is. I got lucky. I don't think I have another Swiftfoot boots, and maybe I do, but I pulled. My version is from Foundation, so that's why I put this in here. Not necessarily needed, but like if I start with this in my hand and I get a good hand and this is in my hand, I'm not gonna complain about it obviously because I'll just put it on my commander so she's like more protected. Swiftfoot Boots is just so good, obviously. That's why it's a $4 card, just like you just saw from the thing. This guy, I like this guy too. Where's he in? Is it this one? I think so. Yes. But yeah, this is the first time I played this deck. I got this guy in my opening hand, and I was like, yeah, I'm keeping it because, yeah. I mean, I think it speaks for itself. It's just a +1/+1 to every other elf, so it makes her bigger, so she makes more elves. All of these other guys are bigger, so like a Death Toucher. Do I have a Death Toucher in here yet? Yeah, like this Dryad. I mean, the Dryad would be bad for it. I wouldn't swing with the Dryad because he's a mana dork. I wouldn't want to do that. But like, I have other Death Touchers in here. Make the Death Touchers just bigger. Make the commander bigger so that this combo's better, or something like that. This is one of this next card here. Let me pull it up here. This card, oh my god, it's $9 now. I think it was like 6 or something when this set came out. But I don't have this full heart. This full heart version is really cool. That's not the version that I have. But yeah, this if I told myself when I bought when I was thinking about buying Foundations, if I pull this card and this card, I'm gonna make an elf deck because I'm assuming that this card was pretty much meant to be played for her, pretty much. It's super good. I love it so much. I think the art is really cool. This full art version is really cool. I wish I had the full art version. I don't, but this guy's pretty cool too. I like how he looks. I think he looks cool. Another mana dork. I got a couple of them in here. That's the second one I think that we've looked at here. Tivar Stand. Oh my god, this card's $4 too. Yeah, I mean, this is just this. The reason why I put this card in the deck is one because I pulled it and I thought it would work very well, but it's it's an instant, so it's like yeah, like a screw you kind of card, but I like to put instants and stuff in my decks to protect my creatures. So like, cause like she's obviously gonna get targeted a lot because she's making things and she's getting bigger off of the things, and if you activate her then people just start losing life and you just start gaining life, and that's obviously a problem. So this is kind of a just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play it for whatever my open mana is. It doesn't really matter, but she has hexproof and indestructible until end of the turn, so It's kind of a protection thing, but pretty cool card. Excuse me. Dude, I cannot spell. I'm sorry. Elf Sworn Giant is up next. Where's he at? I do have a lot of landfall stuff in this deck too, just because I think it's pretty on brand. I do have some giants in here because I think the giants are pretty. The green giants, I think, fit the theme of the deck pretty well. I also pulled this guy from Foundations as well, so that's also why I put him in here. But the landfall trigger is very good, and it combos very well with this deck, obviously. Plus, yeah, he's expensive. He's 5. But he's a 5/3er, so it's not like you're losing a whole lot for paying 5. But he's a reacher, though, too. So, extra protection from stuff, an extra blocker. Plus, he gets the landfall trigger, so yeah. I mean, because as you can see, I have 39 lands in here, so there's a lot of lands in here. Or, I don't technically know if that's considered a lot of lands. I'm not really sure, but a decent amount of lands. So you're going to be getting this landfall trigger a pretty decent amount if you can get him on the field. So you're going to be making more elves, which will combo with her. Which, if they die, combo with half of this stuff that's already on the list. Combo very well with him. So, yeah. Serac. Yo! Really? I did not know that this card is that expensive. That's crazy. I don't have the full art version, though. But, yeah. This is good, obviously, because other creatures that get trampled, there are other big things that are in here. And the +1/+1 thing is important. So it's obviously it's expensive, but you got a bunch of mana dorks in here. You got a bunch of I got another card in here that we'll get to later, obviously, that also solves some mana problems that you might run into with this deck. But so yeah. Next one up is this guy. See, he's not very expensive. Alright. 1-drop black, very, very black of it for it to be a 1-drop, which I like. It's an elf, which is awesome, obviously. Really combos well. I think the boast mechanic is pretty cool. I don't really see it a whole lot, which is kind of weird because I think it's cool, but target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I think that's very black of it right there. I think that's very on theme for the color. So, I like that. And it's like, why not put it in there? Because it's a 1-drop. It's not like you're losing a whole lot if you play it, Plus, you get some benefits out of it. Plus, it's a blocker, like, whatever it is. A lot of factors. 2 for this, very black. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Very, very black. Mine is different, though. I think I actually want to switch. Can I change that? Switch printing. Yes. This one. Yes, because mine is the Foundations one. I don't want to get confused. It looks very different. Normally, I don't really care about that stuff, but it was very different. I thought I was looking at a different card for a second, but it's not. It's just the art is different. Plus, that's Liliana, and Liliana's the GOAT, so... Ooh, I like this card a lot. Dwynnin, yes. I had this in the deck, and then I scrapped it because I got a bunch of other stuff to put in here, and I was like, yeah, this isn't very good. But this card is very good. A Reacher, obviously. Pretty good. She's only 4, so she's the same as the Commander, which is pretty awesome. But she's a Reacher. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever she attacks, you gain 1 life for each attacking elf I control. So, if... I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you could gain a bunch of life off of this card. She's a Reacher to block. and she's a booster, so pretty cool. Like that card a lot. This card is cool too, but I only think this is pretty cool because of the printing that I have of it. Yeah, I want to change the printing of this just because the printing that I have is very cool looking. Yup, there it is. Yeah, I have this printing. I think I really like the. I really like the. What is that's Duskmorn, right? Yep, that's Duskmorn. Dude, I just want to look at the thing. But Duskmorn, I think this alternate card version of Duskmorn is very cool looking. I like it a lot. It looks like, some retro stuff from like the old Doom games, I think it's very cool. But I used this in a previous game that I had played, and it came in kind of clutch. So, like it a lot. I also like the fact that it's from Duskmorn. I think Duskmorn is a pretty decent set. I think a lot of people don't like it, though, because it wasn't as cool as they thought it was going to be, or as powerful as they thought it was going to be. I honestly thought it was kind of underpowering as well, but I still think the set is very cool. I like the theme of the set. I like the horror part of it. So, moving on, though, we got Bushwhack next. Bushwhack's another sorcery. Also pulled this from Foundations. Another reason why I put it in here, because it was from Foundations. But, just in case, because I run into this a lot, which is why I think I put more lands in here than I normally put. I normally put like 30, like right at 30, not right at 40. So, but Bushwhack, it depends on when you would draw this card. Hopefully you draw this in your opening hand, and then you can just play it for one, and then you get a land out of it. But it's a one drop, so it's pretty good. Obviously, I think it takes a lot for a card to be considered bad if it's a one drop. This guy, I cannot. Yeah, I thought he was like a couple dollars. I cannot believe that this guy was just in the binder at my local card shop. But yeah, this changelings are obviously going to be good for any sort of like tribal deck that you make, obviously, but this guy's like the golden standard of changelings. You choose the creature type, and whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on him. So, you know, sometimes, depending on what you're running here, you might get double +1/+1 triggers off of this guy. So, or, he'll get double +1/+1s because of it. So, plus he's only 3. He's a 2/2. You could block some stuff. You can block tokens with him, whatever you would need. So, for not a whole lot. You can get your couple triggers off of him. Spine Seeker Centipede. Dude, Bristly Bill is $45. Alright. Where'd that guy go? Where's he at? Here he is. Another Duskmorn pull. I think Delirium's a cool mechanic. That's kind of why I put him in here. I also put him in here just for the extra land draw. So, not really, nothing crazy about this guy at all. A whole lot. This is probably the weakest card in the weakest creature in the deck. Probably, I would say, that has the least value. I strictly put him in here for the land, and yeah, the Delirium's cool, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I might have to take him out. But I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a god at Magic. I'm definitely not. But I like to make cool things, if possible. Ew, that's a weird... I don't like that. I don't like that printing. Give me a different... give me my printing, dude. I don't want that printing. That's weird. I didn't like that. I'm sorry. I didn't like that. This is the printing I have. So, another Death Toucher for 3. and then whenever she attacks you, return a target land card from my graveyard. So part of the reason why I put this in here is because a lot of my play group, a lot of people mill, you know, so I want to make, I don't want to, I don't want to get milled for 10 and then lose 5 lands to the graveyard forever. So that's kind of why I put her in here. Plus all the other stuff that's like, yeah, return a permanent. Where's that guy at? That's an elf card, but like, where's turn target permanent card from my graveyard to my hand. So if I don't hit land drop, but I got 6 mana on turn 6, but I didn't hit my land drop on turn 7. Play this guy, get a land, and then I play my land for turn. So this is, I believe, nope, this is not the first artifact. Oop, I misspelled it. I can't spell, I'm sorry. Whip spinner cuff. Oh. It labeled it as an artifact creature, not in the artifact. That's kind of crazy. But yeah. I put this on my commander sometimes, because it gives her reach. She already has menace, so giving her reach on top of that and giving her a +4 when she's already a 2/3. So I put this on her in one game. I hit someone when I one turn got 2 elves, and then I put this on her, made her a 3/4, and nobody could take her out because she had fucking 7 toughness, right? So value, value, value. Oh, I like this card a lot. Ooh. Yes. Yes, dude. Look at the fucking cheetah and the lion or whatever that thing is. This card is cool. I like this card a lot. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then double the number of 1/1 counters on each creature that had a 1/1 counter put on it this way. Obviously, you want to pay the 6 for this, and then you just put a 1/1 on each creature, and then it's doubled. So, with everything else that's in here, the banner, you know, all the other cards that just give you +1/+1 counters in here, I think it's pretty busted. Yeah, other elves get 1/1, make a 1/1. So other elf creatures you get 1/1/1/1. So yeah. Plus this guy. So that's 1, 2. Where's the other guy? 3. 4. So you get the point. There's more in here, but a lot of ways to put on 1/1/1/1s or 1/1s. Joraga Visionary. This is just another elf thing, but she was cheap at the card shop. She was in the binder. I picked her up. She's an elf. Fit a lot of the synergy for the deck. Plus, I get some card draw when I play her. So, this card is very good. Dina. Yeah. So, the fact that she's only 2 is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. I think that's stupid. Oh, there it is. I didn't have to type it all in. Enchantments, yep. This is also another, protection thing. Because it has flash on it, so this is just meant to protect something that's important on the board. Gives you hexproof. Plus, it gives them toxic, so, who knows. Maybe, you attack. Let's say you attack with her to get your elves. Then they're like, nah, I'm gonna, whatever, blow it up or whatever. And then I'm going to say, in response, I'm going to flash this in and give it hexproof so you can't do that. Oh, yeah, now it has toxic. Fuck you. You want to screw with my shit. Screw you. Herald unites the elves. I like enchantments a lot. I wanted to find more enchantments to put in here, but yeah, yeah. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like the art on this a lot. It's not too expensive. I mean, it's 4, so. Sorry, drinking some chocolate milk. But, yeah. Put 1/1 counter on each elf I control. And that's just permanent, bro. Like, even when it goes away, it's just permanent. So, pretty cool card. Another enchantment. Oh, oops. Another enchantment here. It's not as good as the other one, but maybe there's something on the board, that's just screwing everybody else's game up, and you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna take care of it, guys. Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it on my turn, as long as you just don't blow it up. Just let me have it. Because you kind of want the 2 a lot. You want your forest. So you can get your land, just in case. And the death touch at the end is a nice touch, I think. So give everything death touch. That goes for every token that you would make, right? It does say each creatures you control. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you have 7 elf tokens because of her, and then you have, whoever else made elves. I think it was this guy. Yeah. And then you get, 6 more from land drops. All of those guys have death touch now until end of turn. And then you just send all those guys in, Nobody is going to block, what would that, like 14 or 15 death touchers, dude. Nobody's going to block that because they don't want to get all of their shit blown up. Let me see here. Hang on. Hang on, sorry. I'm getting texts in the group chat. You know how it is. Alright, next card. Tajuru. Tajuru. Snare caster is what we want. Yep, there he is. Where's he at? Here he is. He's just a 3-drop, 1/4 reacher. The reason why I put him in here, I think there's a couple more Tajuru cards in here because I found them in a binder at my card shop, my local card shop. So thought it would be pretty cool to put them all in here, or a good chunk of them. Plus, it's an elf. It has reach. It's a 3-drop, and it's a 1/4. So good. I think a good combo for what it's trying to do. This card is awesome. Yeah, baby. $5. $5 for this thing. I'm not joking, I think I pulled 4 of these when I opened my box of foundations. Trample, obviously cool. This creature enters with 1/1 counters on it. And whenever a land you control enters, double the number of 1/1 counters. So, if you can get this thing out on turn 3, it's gonna be a menace. By turn, what is that? 3 turns later, it's gonna be what? It'll be a 1, then it'll be a 2, then it'll be a 4, then it'll be an 8, and then it'll be a 16. And that's, not saying that you're not going to get any more 1/1 counters off of all these other creatures that do that kind of stuff to it. Plus, I think the Hydras look cool, and I think all of the Hydras look cool, honestly. I got a couple of them in here. Tajura Blightblade. Huh? See, told you, another Tajura. Got 2 of them. A Death Toucher. A 1-drop Death Toucher. Also an elf. Huh? Elf trigger. Huh? Death Toucher. Busted. Yes, please. Thank you. You guys are going to kill me for this. Huh? Soul Ring. Yes, I know. Put the Soul Ring in here. Obviously. I pulled it off the foundations. I think. No. No, I did not. I lie. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's not from foundations. Sorry. This guy. I also put some tree folk in here because I think tree folk is pretty on brand for elf. You know, tree folk protect the forest, elves protect the forest. Think it was pretty on brand for the deck. I like the theme of it. I and plus it's green, man. I want to have big green things, dude. I want to be doing big green things. All right, so that's why I put this in here. He's expensive. He's a 6-drop, but he's got reach and he's got trample. You don't have to worry about putting other stuff on him. Someone on the last go around put a big creature out. You're like, okay, I gotta put a big creature out so I don't get fucking walloped, right? You put this guy out here. He's got reach and he's got trample. He's a menace. He's scary. You don't want to fuck with him, right? I don't think this is super good. You get the Scry 2 off of it. You get put 2/1/1 counters on a target creature. So I would just put that on my commander, I think would be the best move. Unless, this guy's out or another Hydra that I have in here is out. I would probably put the 2/1/1s on my commander. Uh, so, I don't know. I might take this out, might put something else in, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what else I would. I don't think I really have anything else right now. I would have to look through my bulk. But I like enchantment, so I thought I'd put it in here. I think it's pretty on brand. Gil-galad is, for those of you who don't know, Gil-galad is from Lord of the Rings, and he is like the elf king in the Lord of the Rings when Sauron shows up to, take over Middle Earth or whatever. So I thought it was pretty on brand. That's why I wanted to put it in there. I just pulled this card like a couple days ago. So that's part of why I put it in here. Boseiju reaches skyward. You get 2 basic forest cards. You get to put them in your hand. You get to return a target creature card from your graveyard to the top of your library, which is awesome. You exile it, and then it's transformed. So, it's not like, oh yeah, I used it and then everything is, it just doesn't matter. No, you use it to the fullest of its abilities, you fully transform it, and then you transform it, and then it flips over, and then it just turns into a big guy. Like, what the heck, man? Like, and it's a reacher on top of it. I was like, yeah, dude, this card is kind of busted. I gotta put it in here. I like it a lot. I don't know why it's not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I don't know how to play the game. I think this card is really cool. I also really like it's because it's from Hinigawa, but I like the digital look on the bonsai tree. I think it looks cool. Branch Blight Stalker. Yes, I did put some Phyrexian stuff in here. I did put some toxic stuff in here, and you'll see why in a second here. But when I get through it all, but she's still an elf, so you get the elf trigger off of her. She is toxic 2, which is kind of big. Most small stuff like this is toxic 1. So the fact that she's toxic 2 for 2 mana and she's a 3/1 is pretty cool. Nobody, people are going to be blocking her, ruining shit because she's toxic 2. You don't want to get hit with the toxic, man. So, this guy I just picked up as well from the card shop a couple days, like 2 days ago. Canopy Baloth. Another landfall trigger, man. I want to switch this too. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a prune and be like, nah, I want to use my print. But I think my print is just cooler. I think it's this one. I think it's a Zend. Yeah, it's a Zendikar Rising. But another landfall trigger, and it just gets bigger off the landfall trigger. What's not to like about it? You know, he's a 4-drop. I think that's pretty reasonable. You don't get the elf trigger off of it, obviously, but it's a big thing, so it doesn't matter. It's a big green thing, bro. Landfall trigger. Love it. All right. Here is Vivian. She is the only planeswalker that I have in this deck, because I don't really have any green planeswalkers. I could put like I know there's a Garrick in that would probably go pretty well with this. A Golgari one, no, you know, but I still think she's pretty decent for this deck. I mean, she's 5, which is kind of expensive, but her +1 is look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it in your hand. So, you know, if you just politic with the table and be like, yo, guys, I just want to do this for the land. I'm not, I promise, you know, I'm fine. But, you know, maybe you get lucky and you get to keep her out and then you get to alter and then you just get creatures you control get +2/+2 and have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. Like, what the hell? Why wouldn't you put her in? You know, I think it's worth. I think the potential for the fact that you could just give everything +2/+2 and 3 more text on it just for playing the 1 card. I think it's worth. So, Dreadworm. I think this guy's pretty cool too. Dude. Okay. I'm gonna switch this too. The Zendikar Rising one is the one. I think the art is just way cooler on this one, so that's why I want to change it. But another landfall trigger. That's what 4 things of landfall triggers. I think it just gains indestructible. So it's not to like about it. This is a staple here, man. Dude, what the heck? There it is. Jeez. Staple. Llanowar Elves. Obviously. Elf Trigger. Mana Dork. 1-drop. What's not to like about it? So, there we go. Not enough said. We all know what this card's about if you play Magic. But if not, Mana Dork, he's a staple. Llanowar Elves, he's been here for a long time. They reprinted him in Foundations. I pulled the Foundations version of him. And I was like, yeah, I'm making the elf deck now. I got the staple, man. This is the sign. It's a sign to make the elf deck. This card is cool. Leyline Immersion Enchantment. Yeah. I put this card on my commander and kind of busted. Gives her more protection because she has Ward 2. And then, yeah, add 5 mana in any combination of colors. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna switch the printing of this too, because I think the one that I have is way cooler looking. Yeah, the March of the Machine version. Oh, yo, is my version of foil? I think it is. No, it's not. Okay. Still, this printing makes it like 30 cents more, which is kind of cool. I like that. Yeah. I think that like style, this look of a card, I think is really cool looking. This is very black. 1-drop. You gotta sacrifice something, and then you just exile something. I used this to shut down someone last game. Last game I played this deck. they were like, yeah, I'm gonna play this card, and then I'm basically just gonna do all this BS and basically just put myself in ahead. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna exile that guy, so you can't do that. And he was just like, all right, I'm just gonna wipe the board instead. Then if you're gonna mess with my crap, and I was like, yeah, dude, I don't want you to win the game. This guy's cool. I like this guy a lot. Fist of Crosa. Yes, the Fister. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. I don't want to get canceled. Where's he at? Here he is. Yeah. Just, it's expensive, but to just get everything trample and a +3/+3 until end of turn, that's, yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, if you got two big guys out here, you got a Mossborn, you know, or you got like a one of these big giants or something, or one of these. I got some tree folk in here, I think. Yeah. Just give him +3/+3. So this guy would be a 9/8. He already has trample, but still, you know. Same, you know, Mossborn has trample, but he would just get another plus, you know, that's pretty solid. This guy would benefit from the trample, though. He only has reach, so that he would benefit from it, which is awesome. That would make him an 8/6. So, let's see here. Leyline Axe is up next. Looks like. Wow, this card is $5. I did not know that. Why is? Oh, does it only come in foil? Because mine's a foil. Didn't know that. Yeah, I put this on my commander last time I played this, I think. No, maybe I didn't. Who did I put this on? I don't remember. But this would go with like any of your big pieces out of this deck. You know, Dwenin would be awesome for this. The you know, this guy, he would probably be good because you would get two toxic triggers off of it. The Canopy Bailoff, obviously. Anything, you know, almost any of these would be good to put this on. The 3 equip cost is kind of big, but oh well. You're getting double strike and trample from an equipment, so probably worth it. But it is 4. But it's a ley line, so hopefully, you know, you get in your opening hand, you just get to play it for free. And then you just have to pay the equip cost, huh? Yeah, what? Oh, I misspelled it because I'm stupid. Dude, I misspelled it again. I'm sorry. Elderfang Disciple. Where's he at? I got the Elderfang Ritualist already. Oh, here's the Disciple. Yeah. This is very on brand for it being black. Whenever when he enters, each opponent discards card. Just a fuck you kind of card, huh? Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna play this guy. Oh yeah, you all have to discard a card now. hopefully, hopefully you just, you know, catch someone who only has 1 or 2 cards left, and you're just like, yeah, screw your card. I put this guy in here because he's an elf for one. He has lifelink, which is kind of cool. I don't have a whole lot of lifelink in here, so that's probably one of the main reasons why I put him in here. When it dies, each player mills 3 cards. This could be beneficial to your opponents, or it could not. It depends on what deck they're playing, obviously. But still, I think it's kind of very on brand for it being black. Just like, yeah, it dies, something else happens, and you guys most likely don't benefit from it. You know, it's meant to not benefit you when he dies, obviously. Okay, this is a big card. I like this card a lot. Finn the Fang Bearer, and okay, this is the right card. But the reason why I like this card so much is one, it's from Kaldheim, and I think Kaldheim is a super cool set. It's just kind of unfortunate that, like, a lot of the stuff that's in this set isn't. There's nowhere else that there's other stuff that combos well from stuff with this set. There's a lot of snow covered stuff in this set, and then there's like no other snow covered stuff anywhere else. So it kind of sucks that there's not a whole lot that combos with this set. Oh no, I lost him. But he's 2. He has Death Touch, and whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. So all of these other Death Touchers that I have in here, one, I don't know how many I have, but I think I have a lot. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just stupid. I might just be stupid. There's 1, there's 2. 3. 4. So there's only 4 creatures in here, counting him, that have Death Touch. But there's other things in here that's just like, where's my enchantments at? Creatures you control gain Death Touch till end of turn. So if you play this and then you have it on the last step, and you have, wherever Finn, on the battlefield, give everything Death Touch because of this card at the end of when this ends here. Everything gets Death Touch, and then everyone just gets 2 poison counters whenever you get hit with it. So if this is on the last step, and then you have, 8 tokens from him, and then you have other tokens from this, and they all have Death Touch. Oh, well, now they all get 2 poison counters whenever they get hit. So hopefully that's a combo to where you just end the game, Hopefully you just deal enough poison counter damage where you just end the game. So kind of a win con, but could be counter probably. Quick Beam. Oh, I want to change his printing. I have a cooler version. Ooh, this is cool too. I like that. But this is the one that I have. This is the one that I'm looking at right now. Another Lord of the Rings card. I really like Lord of the Rings. That's part of the reason why I put Tree Folk in here, is because I like Lord of the Rings. I think Tree Folk and Elves are very on brand for each other. But I have a couple more Tree Folk in here. I think I have like 5 or 6 total. So I get some value off of this guy. Whenever he enters or another Tree Folk enters, you get 2 instances to put +2/+2s, and they gain trample until end of turn. So you get some value off of it if you can play this guy first, and then I think I have 4 or 5 Tree Folk in here. So you get 4 or 5 instances to give 2 things +2/+2 and trample for the end of your turn. I think that's worth it for 6 mana. I might be wrong, but who cares? My deck. I'm not here to, destroy everybody. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to do cool things. That's all I care about. This guy, I put this guy on my commander. Yeah. +1/+1 for each forest. You play this guy on turn 4, and then, you wait 2 more turns, play this guy. Oh, it's turn 7. Yeah, he gets +7/+7 now. Just for no reason. Oh, and then every turn that this is on here, he gets bigger, just for no reason. Oh, misspelled it. Sorry. Frantic Strength. Yo. Dude, I'm sorry. Another enchantment here. Another Flasher. Give him +2/+2 and trample. The Nyxborn Hydra, bro. Yep. Told you I had more. Yeah. This is, you can play this as a creature. last time I was able to play this, I had to put him. I put him on something to protect it, make it bigger. So it has some versatility to it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I think he looks really cool too. Many partings. Another Lord of the Rings card. I like Lord of the Rings a lot, obviously, if you can't tell. I think it's cool. But this is just another way. It's a one drop, so like why not put it in here, man? It's a one drop, huh? You just get a land for one mana. Wow, this is $5. Didn't know that. This is Toxic 1, and yeah. I mean, he has Toxic 1. He's a one drop, which is awesome. But it is like pseudo like hexproof kind of, because like obviously people don't want to get that poison counter on them. And you know, maybe people do get the poison. Maybe people are like, yeah, dude, I don't care about the poison counter. You got nothing else on the poison. You got no other poison counters on here. You just want to use this to, you're bluffing basically, But oh, Finn, 2 turns later you play Finn, and then this triggers, and then oh yeah, you guys wanted to take 3 poison counters, 4 turns ago. You guys all decided that you were okay with taking 3 poison counters or whatever because you wanted to kill my creatures. Okay, now I have 8, or I got 15 elf tokens and they all have death touch, and now if they hit you, you get 2 more poison counters. Oh, the game's over. I put this in here because I don't have a whole lot of artifacts in here, but I think I think it makes sense for this deck because there's a lot of 1/1 counters getting thrown around. I think so. I think it would be cool to have a sort of a backup plan, I guess, as you would say, to put more 1/1 counters on something. So plus it's only 2 mana, so it's like, I'm not really losing a whole lot if I play it. Maybe it pops off, in 4 turns, and maybe it saves my ass, but who knows? I put it in here because I don't have that many artifacts in here, so I thought it would work. Reclamation Sage. You just play him for 3, and you just destroy something. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's worth it. Again, maybe there's an artifact, maybe there's an enchantment that's just completely, overturning the game, and someone is in a confirmative lead because of an enchantment or artifact. You just blow it up. Sometimes that's all it takes. Is just to blow up one enchantment or one artifact, and the game is changed. This another tree folk, and I like this one because he just whenever you draw a card, he gets +2. So you're gonna be drawing a card every turn. He's gonna be getting +2 every time. So who knows? This is a staple here. This is a staple for green. Garrick's Uprising. Yep. Enchantment. I have a cool version. I want to change it. Where's he at? Here he is. I like this. I like this version a lot. I like this this art style. I think it looks really cool. So whenever I get a big guy on the field, I draw a card. Everything has trample, and yeah. You get a free card draw if you have a thing already on the field. If you have something with 4 or greater, and then whenever another thing that's 4 or greater enters, you get another card draw. So this, it works a lot with a lot of stuff. So, especially this guy. Plus, it's only 3 mana, so This is kind of a weird card to put in here, I think. It doesn't really fit the theme a whole lot, but I think it's very effective. It's 5 mana, so it's kind of expensive, but unless you're playing against someone that is specifically playing Glimmer creatures, which, unless you're playing against someone who's using another Duskmourn deck, you're really not going to run into other Glimmer creatures a whole lot. So I thought it would be good to put it in here because it's menaced. Menaced up is kind of strong. So, because he's a 5/5, and he has Death Touch. So, I think it's kind of worth. It's 5 mana for a 5/5, but with Menace and Death Touch. In my opinion, if you're spending a certain amount of mana, so let's say you're spending 5 mana to do something, it should be, a 5/5. It should be one of these two numbers should be a 5, I think. In my opinion. I might be wrong, might be dumb of me, might be, whatever. I just don't think if you're spending that much mana to put something on the field that you should be you're not going to if you spend 5 mana on a 2/1, I think that's kind of a waste of a turn. If it doesn't, So, that's my take on that card. I don't know. You let me know if I'm doing something stupid here. Wither Crown, another enchantment. See, but a lot of these enchantments are auras, though, which I think is cool. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. So, I thought this would go well. I picked this up out of the Kaldheim set from my local card shop. It was in the binder. It was pretty cheap. You just enchant something and put it on an enemy's big creature thing that is important for their deck, and it just has 0 power, and then they lose a life unless they sacrifice it. So unless they can get the enchantment off of it somehow, which is pretty rare, I would think, to be like something to prepare in a deck. So extra free value for 2 mana, I think, in my opinion. Plus, not only are you getting value off of it because they're losing life, but you're getting value off of it because that thing can't swing anymore because it has zero power on it. I think it would be pretty funny to put this on something that has, like, if you're playing against someone that has like a Voltron deck or something like that, that's just putting things on another creature to make it bigger, not necessarily because of, other creatures that you have that make it bigger. It's, artifacts or something. Like someone puts a Leyline Axe and, Swift, whatever it is, to make it bigger. Oh yeah, all of that mana that you've spent this entire game to make that thing bigger, yeah, it doesn't matter. It has 0 power now. It can't do anything. It's a blocker, but it can't attack. Next card. Elven Farsight. This is another Lord of the Rings card. Scry 3. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, draw a card. I don't know. For 1 mana, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty good for 1 mana. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your library. So. Skemfar. Shadow Mage is what we're looking for. Or no, Shadow Sage. My bad. I got 2 Skemfars in here now. Elf Trigger. 4 mana. Kind of expensive, but it's an elf. And you get to choose one. Each opponent loses X life, where X is the greatest number of creatures you control that have a creature type in common. So, if you, make this guy big, or make any of these other elves big off of all the other triggers that you have, maybe someone loses 8 life, or 7 life, just because he entered the battlefield. He's a 2/5 too. I didn't even notice that. He's a 2/5. He's a kind of a big guy. For 4 mana, you get a big blocker. So, or, you can use him as life gain. So, I think that's this is probably a good card for towards the end of the game where you're like, okay, you know, you're playing again. You got three other people at the table besides you, and you guys are all around, 12 to 15 health. You have 8 elves on the field because, you're making tokens. You're making tokens off of everyone else. All the other couple cards that are in here that make more elf tokens. So maybe you have 12 elves on the field, and you don't really count them that much because half of them are tokens. But they're all elves, so maybe you just gain 16 life for no reason, and you're just affirmatively in the lead. Adeline. This is a card that my buddy Chris just gave me, actually, when we went to the card shop when I found all these cards that I just put in here. Another Death Toucher. There's another Death Toucher right there. And whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 creatures on that creature. So, you can make your Death Touchers bigger, and it's permanent, which is pretty awesome for 4 mana, I think. Plus, she's legendary, so you can, all the legendary part of it. Galta, yes, you heard right. I put Galta in here. Because Galta, ooh, that's a cool version of him. I don't have that version of him. That's not the version I have. I have just the regular one. I have this one right here, but we'll keep him in there because that's a cool Galta look. But yeah, obviously gotta put Galta in here. He's a big green guy, so gotta put him in here. I love it. Big dinosaur things. I did just buy some Ixalan stuff, hoping that I could get some big green dinosaurs, but I didn't really get a whole lot of hits from it, so unfortunately. I was kind of hoping to get some big green things to put in this deck, but I think this is good enough. I did just play this deck 3 days ago, and that was before I put, from my last trip to my card shop. So, I'm pretty excited to see what this deck does now, because I put some more cards in it. Yeah, another Tree Folk in here, which is pretty cool. Pretty on brand. When a forest comes into play under your control, he gets a +2/+2. And whenever you play a Tree Folk spell, he gets another +2/+2. So, some combo potential there. He's only a 3-drop, so it's not like you're paying a whole lot to put him on the field. Snakeskin Veil. Yep. You heard it, guys. Again, another protection piece, I think. I only got 2 of them, really. But still. Another protection piece, give him hexproof. The 1/1 doesn't really matter, but, he gets hexproof. This is a big card here, I think. The Mending of Dominaria. I spelled that right. Let's go, dude. Yeah. Mill 2 cards, return a creature card from your graveyard for 2 turns. And then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. I played this, and luckily, one of my buddies was also playing a mill deck at the same time. So he milled me. He milled all of us for 10. And I think I had 6 or 7 lands in my graveyard because he had milled over 3 turns. And I had played this, and it got to the last step, and I think I put 8 lands on the battlefield in 1 turn because of this card. So pretty cool. Could win you the game, I would think. God, I cannot type. Woe's Pathfinder. This is just another mana dork. I think that's the last card. Yep. To end us off, we got another mana dork. Very green of us. Very green of us to make a mana dork the last thing in the deck here to put on the list here. But yeah. This is it, guys. I've played this. I haven't played this version of the deck yet. Like I said, I put I want to see here. I think I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God. I think the total number was like 18 cards. I think I put 18 new cards I swapped in this deck for. So, yeah. Why did it say I have 107 cards? Did I really have 107 cards in here? There's no way. Because they're all sleeved, and I have a pack of 100, so... Oh. Oh, because of the tokens, I think, here. I think that's why. Yeah, because of the tokens. Okay. That's why. Yeah, because it should be... Should be 101 because of the commander. Yeah. My group, since we're just buddies, we don't really care. We don't count the commander as part of the main deck because it's a casual setting, so we don't really give a shit. But we personally believe that since the commander is in the command zone, it's not like it's not really like you're cheating in our opinion, because even when the commander dies, you still get to choose whether or not it goes in the graveyard or the command zone no matter what. So we don't really think it's that big of a deal, but yeah, I think that, yeah, because six tokens, and then the commander is so yeah, 107. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, we got the commander, we got 1 planeswalker, we got 39 creatures, 8 sorceries, 3 instants, 5 artifacts, 11 enchantments, and 39 lands. So, and apparently this is only $76, so that's kind of cool. That's pretty cheap, I would think. I mean, I don't know. I also don't really take that into consideration because, like, yeah, it might be $76, which is kind of expensive for like a pre-con if you were buying like a pre-con at any other game shop. But you're obviously, when you buy a pre-con, you don't just play the pre-con. You play the pre-con once or twice, and then you find stuff that like makes it better. So you might pay $50 or $60 for the pre-con, and then you probably, more than likely, when you buy the pre-con, you're probably going to add at least $20 worth of cards into the deck, more than likely. So if you pay $60 for the pre-con, yeah. I usually like to stay under $80 when I put this in. If I'm like, oh shit, it's more than $80, I think I have one that's more than 80. But that's because, like, I bought the pre-con, and then like half the cards in it were worth a bunch a little while later. So, but yeah, that's this deck. It's the elf deck. Her name is Lathril, Blade of Elves, and that's just what I called it here. This is my Moxfield if you guys want to add me on Moxfield. But yeah, thanks for watching. I know this is kind of a different video. This is a longer video, I know. So, but thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And leave a like, sub, and comment if you like the deck or not. And comment if you think I should do other things with the deck. So, other things I should put in there. Obviously within a reasonable